Anybody there? Let's see, comments. Hey Joe, how you doing? Okay. Man, you're always running around too. You're busy, man. I took it easy today. Wife took me to lunch. I OD'd doing too much SOGs last week, too many videos. Okay? So instead of shop talk today and all that stuff and doing videos, I'm just here right now, just for a few minutes. That makes sense? Watch the roads, buddy. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean, man. You know, I've been retired, Joe, for, what is it, a year and a half now? And I was on call 24/7. And that made it pretty rough. You start up the grill, you want to have some time with the family or whatever, and you get that call. But that was my job. I took it. And 8 years working off the beach, not too bad. There. A little polish up of that little bastard. This has been in my collection for so long. And I decided I'm going to be 69 soon. And it's time to just take one out and use it. And I have not sharpened this yet. In 6 months. I brought this out because I had a subscriber ask me, I got that stuff on there right now. Really nice subscriber asked me a good question this morning. If I had a break-in in the house, whatever, couldn't get to your firearm, or if you didn't have a firearm. Anyway, his question was, which knife would I go grab to defend myself or my family? And out of all the brands, he didn't say SOG, whatever, out of all the brands, this is it. That's that X42 Recondo by SOG. BG-42 steel. That was a super steel back in the day. That was what the materials they use on bearings for aircraft. So this was a short-lived knife. Maybe 4 years. They had a couple of runs. They had a black tinny finish and this one. And I came across this one. I missed out on the black tinny. I would have used it. But it was just a short run because the steel is super hard. This is RC60, so this is a good one right here. I had the first run. Okay, it's got the serrations, the Tonto blade, side tail. That Spencer Fraser signature on the end there. Really nice grip. Quite wicked. And what this was made for the graduates, the Recondo graduates. Recondo were special operations training. And this was made specifically, this design, this knife was made specifically for them. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's my go-to. That'd be my go-to in the house. And that's the old SOG sheath. Now, I show this all the time. That's why I overdid last week. I'm just going to sit here for a minute. I overdid last week on SOG Sunday. I really did. You know how that YouTube, they'll tell you, you go through and you're checking everything, checking it twice. And then they have a thing there that they will, if you let them, they will tell you that you can get a time set on if you spent too long on here or how long you spent, and it's for health reasons. You know, I never really thought about that, but this is a lot of work, and it should be a fun hobby, and it is. It is. I love it. The deal is I try to spend like an hour, hour and a half at the most. That's doing videos during the day, and then editing them and posting them up. And sometimes, like last Sunday, it just got carried away, so I didn't do that. I didn't do that anymore. But anyway, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to go inside for a little bit. Checking all this stuff. This right here has become my favorite user. And I love SOG Seal. That's Stonewash. That's the Stonewash SOG Tech buoy. Striker and everything. I love SOG Seal. Absolutely. And they do it right. And if it wasn't so strong, look at that tip. That board's brutal. Now, I've had tips like that before. When I throw it in the board, okay, I've had the tip break off right there on the end on a lower grade knife, and also just the jar will loosen up back here. Yep, it loosens it up back there. I've thrown a knife, and all of a sudden I hear a rattle, and I start feeling it back here. In fact, the cold steel Coben, it has a rivet back here, nice thin Crayex handle, and that sucker got loose on me. But this thing right here is solid. All right, thank you, Joe. Okay, if anybody's there, what I'm doing, the SOG Grunt is doing, is I'm doing nothing that I said I was going to do on SOG Sunday Agenda this morning, and I apologize. I didn't even do a noon update. We had some rain coming and going, and my wife wanted to know if I wanted to go to lunch, and I said yes, absolutely. And we went to lunch, and I got back here, it was inside because the weather is fixing to rain again. But I told my wife just then I wanted to go out in my shop for a little bit, polish this up. I was going to do a video on, I still might. I'll do a short video on it. This is one of my grails, and yeah, I'm just polishing it up a little bit. And I polished that up like so. And I got these out right now. I did another paracord wrap. Yeah, I know, I overdo it. I did another paracord wrap on the SOG Seal molded sheath. I just like having that extra paracord. See, I did it here on my SOG Tech buoy. And that's the way that is. I'm not sure how this thing works or if it's working. I got 10 people watching. I don't believe that. Really, Joe? Wow. You know what I need to do, Joe? We'll get together that when we got time. I need to send you one to let you play around with it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We'll work all that out later. Right now, my mom's 93rd birthday is coming up next month, so next few weeks I'm going to kind of be preparing myself for that. Get with the family. That's going to be special. You know, families first. Okay, guys, this is the SOG Seal Pup. SOG Steel. I love SOG Steel. They do a powder coated finish. This is the one y'all see in Walmart and outdoor stores, hardware stores, online, everywhere. Glass reinforced nylon handle with that checkered pattern. And the serrations, which I love. I should have had stuff ready. I'll do that this week. I did that once before. I came across it one time. I did a video at my workplace. Yep. And I was actually showing everybody how I use the serrations. Okay. It's more or less a saw for me. And I would cut PVC pipe, irrigation pipe, thick poly, 1-inch poly rope. And it's just a sawing action. It cuts right through it real quick, and I'm saving my blade for regular tasks. You know what I'm saying? And the serrations, the sharpness of it lasts a long time. I've never sharpened this one, and I've used it quite a bit. Look at that. Now, there is a way to sharpen it with a rod, and I'll show that sometime. It's just doing a few strokes. Not quite like a chainsaw, but yeah. But yeah, this is one of the most successful knives SOG made. They're still making it. I mean, think about it. And I just had, like I said that this morning, I had a few, well, a couple, two of them, buddies. One had the SOG Elite, Seal Pup Elite, which was ridges. And then another one had this. They picked them up at their PX exchange. And that's what they carried with them when they were deployed. They chose it, the Taiwan version. I'm not talking about way back Sex Japan. I'm talking about Taiwan, right there. And they let me know that one of them was 4 deployments, and he was back home using it at home. Seal Pup. And I love how they do their sheaths right here. SOG does a great belt connection, nylon belt loop. So see, I just lifted that up and it drops it lower. Okay, or I just bring that over and it keeps it up, just like that. Great design, very well thought out. Drainage hole. Yep, that's got a drainage hole. I had a subscriber, I might have done something wrong, but then I went over my leather sheaths. You know, I did that eyelet in one of my K-bar sheaths yesterday. They said there's a hole drilled in it. They said, isn't that a drainage hole? Well, yes it was. And then I went and researched, you know, as far as drainage holes for leather sheaths. So I wasn't really wrong 100%. It could go either way as preference. I preferred the eyelet in there, and then I looked at several other brands, their leather sheaths. They were drilled at the bottom. In fact, my leather sheaths that I drill in the bottom on the side so it drains. But leather is a different situation. Like you can, it'll just dry out. You can squeeze it out of the hole, blow it out, that kind of bit. These molded sheaths are cool because you just hose it out. Okay, that's the drainage hole. Okay, back to this one, and then I'm going to be closing up here. I've never held a SOG. Okay. Anybody there that I had a it's per request. Okay, he really didn't ask for it, but I thought I tried to answer people's questions and then go and get that and put it on my agenda. I still got to show some of my watches. I was asked about my watch collection. I was doing that for a little bit, and then I stopped. Howdy, SOG Grunting, all in here. Oh, thank you so much. I thought I was talking to myself. I do that a lot. Especially when you're retired and you don't go out and socialize. I talk to myself a lot, and my dogs, okay? My 115-pound lab. That's my companion, support companion. And when I feel anxiety, like I'm starting to feel right now, he comes right next to my side. splitting slices. Thank you so much, man. I'm not going to be on here very long. I want to show this real quick. I know it's SOG Sunday, but I got an email. This is the company. I don't get knives sent to me very often. There's only like 2 or 3 companies. And I love it. Yes, please send me some free knives to review. You know what I mean? And these companies are actually the super companies. Also, those flashlights. Well, this one was like a month and a half ago. And this is by HX Outdoors. Guys, they make fantastic knives. This is at Rock Apex. Okay, check that out. G10 scales. I did a whole week of using this. There's the place to strike the ferro rod. So you could check out my videos on this. I don't think it's still there, but on the descriptions of those videos, it had a discount code. This thing is awesome. It is sharp, and this ferro rod comes right there. And the sheath I love is best of both worlds. I love leather. Kydex has its place. I've done my leather sandwich. But look at this leather belt loop. And that is the HX Outdoors Apex, Rock Apex. This is DC53 steel. Awesome knife. Okay, I got that done because what I did, they sent me an email. I did all the videos, and then they asked if I would show a video on their website to help out, and that's luckily I didn't delete one of those videos. That's where that's at. I'm just rambling here. I need to pay attention. Joe with the Seal Mindset. You guys got to check his channel out. He has great swords and knife content. And Thursdays, he does Off-Grid Thursday. Okay. And I think, what is it, Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday, he gets in there and does Tough Gear. Yeah, that's what he does. Okay, guys, this is my everyday carry. I'm going to go through them real quick, and I'll kind of close this out. This is my favorite polish on knives is actually case paste. Yep, case paste is the ultimate. But this stuff you can pick up in Walmart in the auto section, and this does great. I polish my knives and get them ready. And that's what I use. #1 best-selling metal polish. It does them all. Lasts forever. And if you get a chance, buy the case paste. And then for my leather, I like using this stuff right here, the mink oil, to darken it up. I showed that yesterday. And then I'll use this. You can get these in Walmart. And I learned I got to keep my sheaths, my leather stacks. I keep all that conditioned because I used to work out on the beach. I'm retired now, and that was the salt water and air, sand. Y'all have heard me. I exposed my knives to. Now knives like this. Well, this one here, I used it at my work. It really held up great, but when I used 1095 steel at my workplace off the beach, just the air, I'd have to wash them off and oil them a couple of times a day. Keep the rust off of them. Yep, and that's a shame because they're fantastic knives. So I end up going back to my SOGs, that SOG Seal FX and SOG Vision XR in my pocket. And yeah, that's what I went to, and no rust at all. So that's the SOG Seal Pup. I recommend this one, man. I really do. Now, on the SOG website, I usually get my SOGs, my old collecting SOGs, I got off of oldonlysog.com, which he's pretty well sold his collection out like this. But the majority of my collective knives, SOG knives, I got off eBay on bids several years ago. Now the bidding is crazy because you go in there and you see a knife and it says bidding, and then it'll be up in say 10 days, 9 days, 7 days. People already start bidding on it, man. They take it from a low price, which is going to be, and then by the time the bidding day is there, it's gone up. I know how much it's gone up. It's gone up more than I would pay for them. That's the way I feel about it. But there's some websites that have these things like stashed away. If you look long enough, I got this, I forgot what website, what company. But yeah, they had like one of these left. It's that SOG tooth lock. And that was always on my list to get. So I got it off a website. Back to this. See how I ramble? On the SOG website, okay, the official website, maybe another knife company has it. You can order this. It'll say hard nylon. That's this one. Or you can get the soft. I don't have that back. I have nothing. I'm not prepared for this. They have the soft nylon, which you've seen, and then I made a custom leather sheath for one. So I got several SOG Seal Pups. I had the second Japan, and I blew my mind the other day. I've had a couple people in the past 4 years mention they got a Seal Pup China, and I apologized because I said, if you got a Seal Pup China, that's a fake. Well, I did some research and reading, and they did a run of them. They probably are still out there somewhere, and it's legit from SOG Company, but they did a run where there were some made in China. The steel, you know, everything's questionable about it. It's supposed to be okay, legit, but I've always seen Taiwan or my second Japan Seal Pup. Okay, that was the tooth lock. VG10 Semi second Japan. And this is my SOG Tech Bowie Stonewash. This has become my favorite. Like, I used to carry this around the house a lot. This has become my favorite. It's just solid. It's solid as can be. Aussage steel. I've got probably, I would say 300 throws in it at least. More than that. I got more than that. Definitely. And look at that point. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's no shake, rattle, and roll. If you order one and you get it with a SOG tab on it, don't have one here. Don't have anything back here. It'll have the SOG tab on it. Don't panic. It's legit. They had a run where they had the tabs and then a run without the tabs. Me personally, I like this better without the SOG tab on the handle. It just looks good. There's the back end there. Solid. No, I haven't had a problem with it yet. Now, I did a paracord wrap on this. 2 reasons, I'll be honest. One, it's nice to have extra paracord because I have my ferro rod here. This is a good little survival knife. It's always good to have extra paracord. And number 2, the reason why I do it, it looks badass. That's all I gotta say. Now, another question I've been asked, I have 3 different types. I don't have those here either. I've had people ask, where'd you get the ferro rod for your knife? Because some of the brands have a different one than this one. I got them on Amazon. You go to Amazon and look up ferro rod for sheaths, and they'll have like 2 different types. I bought them both. One's a real small one. I don't have it around here. Another one's like medium size. I used them both. They're not cheap. They're like 20 bucks, but it's worth it because you just mount it on your sheath, okay? This one here, and I got this on Amazon. Check out that logo. That's the Tops. That's from Tops. I got that on Amazon. I put a little bungee thing on it to keep it intact. And there you go. That's a nice size one too. It's a nice thick size. So that's where you get those ferrule rods. Amazon. It comes with the screws and everything too. That's what they come with. It's pretty cool. If you got a knife that you know you're going to use outdoors, it's a good one. I always think these are good to have on there if it'll fit. Unless you're into, you know, other things. But yeah, I always think that's pretty cool. All right, we went over this. And here's the last one. Okay. I wasn't sure if this was going to go over well or not. Okay. I was asked by a very nice subscriber, and this is per request. I'm going to put all this back together here. I already said at the beginning of the video, but those just started. I was asked if I had to go run for self-defense in my home, not a firearm, but if I had to go run and grab a knife out of my collection, that's any brand, which one would I pick to use for self-defense in that situation? And if I had time to go get it, you know what I mean? But yeah, this came to mind, this one right here. This is the my second Grail, SOG Grail. I'm surprised I even have it out here in this moisture. But I got two Grails, the SOG Forge and this one right here. This is the X42 Recondo. It's the old sheath. Okay, they made a black tinny finish version, and they got the satin version like this, and it ran about 4 years. Okay, I got, I think, the first run because of the hardness. I believe this is the first run. And then they changed the steel a little bit. But there's the Kydex sheath, and here it is. That's the X42 Recondo. It's got the serrations, Tonto blade. I'm so proud of this one that I was able to get it. Look at the jipping here. You got your lanyard, and you have Spencer Fraser, S. Fraser, I'm sorry. The founder of the SOG company, we know. He founded it in 1986. And these were designed per specs by the Special Operations. This is designed for the Recondo graduates. They were graduates from the training. It says right there, SOG USA. This is made in USA. BG-42 steel. This is an RC60. Zytail handle. Yeah, I absolutely love this. It's got that puncher straight through. Wicked serrations. Makes it hard to stitch. Wait. It makes it hard to, there. Hey, Chris. Looks like we're missing the storm. It looks like it's just going to be wet weather and maybe high surf. What do you think? This is not going to be a real long, I'm probably overdone it. Oh, I've already done this for 30 minutes, guys. Put all that back up there. Take a minute here, Chris. Yes, thank goodness. Very fortunate. We're almost there. We're almost at the end, hopefully. Yep. Been a crazy. But this time last year, we already had been through, oh man. Last year, I boarded up my windows on one of them. Had to go, I had all my wood. I got a stack of wood in my shop here. It's behind the brick wall. And I have a stack of the wood for my windows, and of course they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, which way did I start? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kidding. Just kidding. My favorite fixed blade. That's a comment on something else. Okay. I did all those French drains and drainage. Ah. Excellent. You know, I probably need to look. No, I don't know if I can or not. Yeah, I need to look into that. I got two sides of my yard, both sides of my house right here, that I've got pictures of them on my Facebook page. They come up in memories. But the water built up. My house sits up on blocks, okay? Most of them, like here in St. Augustine, are like that. And the water came up right to where we were okay. But just going around the side of the house, wading through that, I need to look into doing something like that. You know what I mean? Hey guys, I got this. Try to help me maybe this year on my videos. Yeah, that's what y'all heard the other day. This is like, you know, if I were to get a troll here right now, well, I do have a troll right there, Chrisville, USA. Here you go, and I can go, it works. You know, that's what that is. Okay. So I went over all this. This is my shop talk is what it is, guys. And Chris, I was asked what knife would I go for in my house right now, or at night if I had to go for a knife, and that was it, the Recondo X42 Recondo. I had this out, it was just in my bag, and I had the Seal Pup out. I did a paracord wrap on it. This is what I was going to throw today. So I think I'm going to do, I got 2 videos and in my archives, and it's on these 2 right here. I'm going to show them, and I'm going to upload them. Those will be my videos today. I overdid it last year. Not last year. You see how much? Last Sunday, I overdid it, man. I don't know what happened. It was like I think you mentioned it, Chris. Super SOG Sunday, man. I wanted to share everything, and I only got a third way in there. I showed the mystery toolbox, tool chest is what I use. Tool chest on wheels, okay? I showed the one in the closet. Y'all seen the one in my knife room behind me. I got my rank certificates, my belts, and that's a huge tool chest behind me. I got that one. And then the one like in my closet, I got one out here. I got 3 tool chests. So I was just going up, uploading pictures that I had, videos, and I overdid it. I really did. So today I decided I was just not going to do anything at all, but then I had a subscriber ask me about the question of knife I would go through of all brands, and that was it, the X42 Recondo. And then I decided, you know what, Shop Talk, it's all going to be live. So it never gets old seeing all those SOG knives. Awesome. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that, man. You know, this one always pops up. I highly recommend this. I really do. I said that earlier on the live before you guys got on there. I had a couple of buddies that were deployed. One of them was 4 times deployment. He had picked one of these up at the PX Exchange, and he took it on all 4 deployments, and he's back home now. Thank goodness, thank God. Thank you for your service. And he's using it around the house, hunting, whatever. And he's got the Taiwan model, this one. Yep, the Seal Pup. Highly recommend it. The other vet that was deployed, he would a couple of times, he had the SOG Seal Pup Elite with the ridges. I'm getting one for my blades. I missed something, I think. This weekend, I missed out tool. Oh, yes. The Yukon. And listen, I'm very serious about this. I'm trying to help people because I shopped and couldn't make up my mind. I almost bought the Husky one. I think that was at Home Depot or Lowe's, okay? Everybody's had the Husky. At my workplace in the shop, I work for a vacation resort. Their shop, they have a Husky, okay? Harbor Freight, their Yukon, write that down, the Yukon is the exact same size, same amount of drawers, everything as the Husky. It's cheaper, but I tell you what, it's better made by far. It's heavier, it's more solid. The drawers are already lined. They give you the materials to line your drawers. Okay. The other Husky, I had to cut the liners. You know, you buy a tube of the liners and do that. But Yukon, just a couple of weeks ago, they had it on sale for $2.99 for that huge chest. Now what I did, I unloaded off my truck, that big one in my knife room behind me, and I had it all planned. I unloaded it off my truck, got it up on the front porch, took it out of the box there, and I already had the place cleared out in the knife room for it, and I got it in there. I didn't use the wheels on that one. I want it to look like a piece of furniture, and it sits down a little bit low. Also, the Yukon, the wood top is more solid. It has a wood top so you can work on it. Isaac Knives of Knowledge has one, okay? Anyway, I had come across, I measured them in the store. I had come across a desk, an old desk with a hutch. So I got it, and I cut the hutch off. That's what y'all see in the back. And it happens to be the exact size as the tool chest top. Mounted it on there with L brackets. You don't see it. It's solid as can be. Painted it gloss black like the tool chest. Now the Harbor Freight, the tool chest comes in several colors. Yep, they got the red, white, the blue. The white's pretty sharp. But anyway, with it being off the wheels, that looks like a piece of furniture, and it looks really cool. The one in the closet in the knife room, the mystery knife chest, that has wheels. And the reason why, sometimes that's why I didn't video the whole closet. I can roll that out and get to some other cabinets, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then this one here, the two drawers, it's the same size as in my closet. It's higher than the Yukon in the knife room, but it's not as long. But on this one, the two bottom drawers holds my machetes, axes, and throwing knives, oh my, and the other drawers is for all my customizing. Yeah, what's happening to me is I'm going to have to reorganize. That was the whole idea, is to the top drawer, you know that secret there, the top drawer in the knife room behind me, those are the collectibles, and I try and keep them from overlapping. I have to do about like that though. I have quite a bit, so I try to keep it organized, but still I got drawers in there where they just dumped in there. I got one bottom drawer are knives that I use all the time, you know what I mean? But yeah, I highly recommend keep your I waited till they went on sale, that Yukon for $2.99. You cannot beat it. And it's just the steel it's just heavier, it's better. I left the handle off that one too. I just wanted it to be a piece of furniture, and I didn't want my wife to get upset about all these knives. Yeah, I had a subscriber ask me yesterday, day before, if what does my wife think about this? I kind of think it was the wife of the subscriber. And I said, she knows I have a problem. You can't hide this from her. But, and she knows, she has a thing about jewelry. I don't mean real expensive jewelry. I'm talking about if we go to a flea market or downtown here, she gets the inexpensive jewelry. And I think that's wonderful. She has really nice jewelry, but she's into that. And she was into handbags and flip-flops. But since we retired, we're kind of realizing the things we need and don't need. You know what I mean? Now, I tell you what I had to do, because my collection grew so big, my knife collection. It's the same with my watches. I mentioned at the beginning, that's still on my list. Some reason I quit showing my watches. I had planned on showing watches per video. I got to get back on that. At one time I had over 100 watches. Okay, I ended up selling the boxes of the watches. Then I needed to sell my watches because I got into a situation where we needed money. You know what I mean? So I ended up selling off the market on Facebook, and it worked out great because it's all local. Sold my watches without the boxes. I got my money back of what I spent on the watches, and it helped me through that tough time. Yep, it did. Now, the knives. If you notice, I'm saving the boxes like for those vintage Colts. Yep. But all my other knives, like my SOG collectibles, I did away with the boxes. It's just, it takes up so much room. And sometimes I wish I had saved them somehow. But there's just, you know, there's just no storage, there's no place to save them. And that's the way that is. If I ever did sell them, the thing I'm looking at is probably only like 20 of my knives, and they're going to be handed down in my family. And then the other ones, if I do sell them, it'd be like you see sometimes on eBay or something, without box. When you know what you're looking for, like this, if you got a good deal, you'll take it without the box. I got a lot of my old collectible SOGs from eBay, and also onlysog.com. I have a secret list of all my blades when I bought them and what I paid. I destroy that stuff. I looked a while back, and now I know why I drive. That's funny, Chris. Hey, I drive I drive a 2005 Dodge Dakota. Yep, it's called the Rust Bucket. It's paid for. It's got over 200,000 miles on it. It has a V8. It hauls ass if I wanted to, but that burns gas. Now, right now, this is cool. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, really ratchet jawing. I've been retired for 1.5 years now. Okay, I used to drive to work, on call 24/7. I used to gas up that truck. It was a full tank of gas, a tank on that little truck. It's not so little, it's mid-size. And I would go through, I'd have to fill it up twice a week. So I'd run about $60 maybe or more on gas a week on that truck. Since I retired, okay, y'all get ready for this. Since I retired, okay, I've only filled it up. I haven't filled it up. I've put $20 in it 3 times. I put $60 of gas. I actually have a half a tank right now. I put $60 of gas in 1.5 years in my truck, because that truck is just in a radius to pick up supplies, run around. We use my wife's car. And I gotta buy things like this, you know. Was that on the gas? Or the 2005? I call it the Rust Bucket. And I really shouldn't do that because I was very fortunate on how I got that truck. And it is paid for. I did have one major problem with it, and a person where I worked, an owner, helped me out financially, and I was able to pay him back like I would a loan. And I got him paid back before I retired, and I gave him an extra for interest. And it was very cool because I couldn't have done it without him. And it got fixed, and everything's fine on new tires. My oil change, my oil change is it's high mileage truck, every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. And I had it changed. When I retired, I thought I'd go ahead and do it. And I've only got, I don't know, I got a long way to go for oil change. Can you please show us the knife next to you? Okay, tell me when. I can't see because of the comments. The folder? These two? These. Yes, these. Okay. Okay, this is that SOG Tech buoy stonewash. I just got this just last 8 months maybe. Runs like 150 bucks. I had the black tinny. This is SOG Tech buoy. I had the black tinny one. I've kept it in my collection. They came out with this, buddy, and I jumped on it because I've always wanted to use it. Okay, so what I did, I got it and I kind of did a little customizing on the sheath. I use this a lot too. Okay, and check that out. Now this is AUS-8 steel, but they do it right. Trust me, they do it right. This is tough. I've probably got 500 throws in it. I told somebody earlier maybe 300, but when you think how many times I throw this, it's got a craton handle. I like the stonewash because it's non-glare. And look at that point. Now those that throw, you know that board is brutal. Don't bring a knife to a, yes, well, yeah. Don't throw your knife either at a gunfight. Never throw your knife. Anyway, that's what that is. And then this has been asked all the time, where do I get these ferro rods? Okay, this happens to be a Tops ferro rod, but they have two other kinds and you get them on Amazon. They're about 20 bucks, 18 to 20 bucks, 25 bucks, but they're worth it because it comes with the screws. You mount it, and that's where I get them all the time. It's worth it. You know, you find your knife that's good for it. This strikes it really well on the 90-degree edge. Okay, now for this one, see if I miss anything. That's yes, it's very sharp. And this thing, I'm going to upload a video that I've already done before. This thing goes deep. You can see right here. That's how deep it goes because of that point. Okay, I'm glad you asked about this because I had that subscriber yesterday asked what knife I would go to in my house out of all my knives, not just SOG, all brands. What knife would I go to if somebody broke into my house and all I had was to go to a knife? Which knife would I choose? And it's this one right here. And this is the second Grail knife I own, SOG Grail knife. This one and the SOG Forge. Very rare. And it ran about 4 years. That's the old sheath. And this is the X42 Recondo. Check that out. It's Tonto blade. Gnarly serrations. You got jipping right here. Just about cut my finger off. Full tang Zytel handle with the checkered pattern, diamond pattern that SOG does so well. Look at the jipping here. And it is right there. You see right there, SOG USA. It's BG-42 steel with an HR of 60. They only did a 4-year run of these, about. They did a black tinny finish and this one. And they actually, during the 4 runs, they changed the steel on it. So, yeah. It first was produced for the, to honor the Recondo graduates. They were the guys that graduated from special operations. So that's that. Yeah, this is my pride and joy right here. This and that SOG Forge. If I'd known I was going to do all this, I really should have done it in my knife room, and I've done that before. If y'all see me, I can just turn around in my knife chest and pull out anything for you guys, but I'm in my shop with only 3-4 knives. I didn't know I was going to do this. I bet my wife is waiting on me. Hey, James. Which tip? These right here? Always thought those tips don't last long. You talking about this one? Marco? I'm telling you, it depends on the heat treatment on that steel. I've had some knives that were not AUS-8 steel. This is AUS-8. I've had some other knives from other brands. I won't mention them, but I have thrown them. I had an expensive knife too, where the very end of it broke off, the very tip. Yep, it broke off, and I had to reprofile it. I won't mention the name brand because I love it. I love that knife and I love the company. It's just, it just so happens it didn't cut it. This thing right here is awesome. I cannot, I know I could go out and probably stab a cinder block or something and maybe do some damage to it, but for just everyday use and something to rely on, this is it. And these things go on sale. They're available everywhere, even Amazon, but I think Amazon's a little high. Well, it hadn't broke on me yet, Caleb. Hadn't broke on me yet. And I throw my buck knives, which has a similar tip with the 420 HC steel, and same kind of tip, and I've never broken one. So I think it depends on how you use it. But no, I haven't had one break on me yet. Oh no, man, that smoke jumper. Okay, that was a joke. I got you. I see the laughing. Yeah, that's a big section cut off of there. Which one would I carry in the woods out of these two? This one right here. And I'll tell you why. That was one of the problems they had with this, was why they quit producing, is the sharpening. It was so hard to keep that sharpened out in the field by the troops. Okay? That's what's nice about AUS 8. And if it's done right, the heat treatment is tough. Remember, guys, AUS 8 used to be the steel. Okay, now everybody's got Magna Cut and all that stuff. I don't own Magna Cut. So, this right here I would use, and that's why they preferred the Seal Pup. It's an AUS 8 steel. It's easy to sharpen in the field and rust resistant. I use this at my work when I worked off the beach, salt water, everything, never rusted. So yeah, to answer your question, this is the one in the woods. That's kind of like why I put the ferro rod on this. This would be too hard to sharpen. Yeah, check out the prices on now. I think I paid around 150, Caleb. It's well worth it, and I think Chris, you're a good shopper. I think I've seen them lower than that. Try you Midway USA. Give me some places that are cheap. Chicago Knife Works. Blade HQ is kind of up there sometimes. SOG might have a 20% off discount. If they do, that's a good price. But SOG website, they're high too a lot of times. Right here, that is a Luminox seal watch. There you go, Caleb. Chris says that's a good price. And Chicago Knife Works is legit. He says he got this for $125, which is $30 cheaper than what I paid for. Thanks, Chris. And he'll tell you, Chicago Knife Works are fantastic customer service. You can order it, no problem. Don't even worry about it. They got you covered. The watch here, I talked about that earlier. I had started showing my watch collection. I was going to do a watch, overhead view of a knife, and have one of my watches. And then I quit doing that. I need to start doing that again. What happened here, this was sitting in my dresser, because this is what I used to use several years ago. And I ended up working on the beach, really getting wet all the time here, ocean water and all that stuff. So I bought me a G-Shock. Well, my G-Shock quit on me finally about 6 months ago, so I reached in the drawer and pulled out my Luminox. That's the Seal. You're welcome, Caleb. Thank you, man, for your support. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chris. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I was getting all anxiety because last Sunday I really did a lot of videos. I really did too many. I really did. So today I kind of lost my mojo about it. And it's SOG Sunday. And I knew I was going to show this because it was requested, the Recondo. So when I got back here, I was doing maintenance, did the paracord wrap, and I decided, you know what, right here and now, I'm going to do Shop Talk Live. And I was going to do it 15 minutes. And that's what I did. Hey, Chris, I missed out on a blackout version of this. Yep, it's gone. Missed out on it. That was always on my wish list, but I'm good. I'm good with what I got. I have a wish list, and it's time to start cutting back on, you know, whatever. Yeah, I missed out on it. And I read up on it. I went on onlysog.com. That's where if you want to research a knife, you go on onlysog.com. I know Jay, the owner. I know him very well. And he sold his collection out. But like this one, Recondo, X42 Recondo. I go on his site, hit the menu, hit search, and I wouldn't write in SOG. I just write down X42 Recondo, and it comes up with this, and it has the whole specs and story on the knife. Anyway, it had that, and evidently the black one was a limited edition run. I didn't know that. Yep, I lost out on it. Love this thing too. I always wanted the reason why I saved this in my collection, not using it, is I knew there was a blackout version. This is where if you snooze, you lose. This is like 6-7 years ago, and I thought, I'm gonna get the black one to use because I like tactical blackout. You know how I am. And I didn't know they were gonna go out of production like that. All right, guys, if y'all all agree, I'm coming up on 1 hour. I haven't done a live in a long time. I do appreciate you guys being here. I'll get started up again. I got some work to do around the house tomorrow. We're monitoring luckily the storm is moving away from Florida, but we are projected for rain, but I can take the rain. I can take the rain. And Chris, you're ready for it with all the work you've done in your drainage. So we're good. So this was a good shop talk. We'll go in and get ready to feed my dogs. This is SOG Sunday. I'll do my traditional SOG Sunday comes to a close video. Thank you, Chris, you too. I'll pick out some music for it. And I think I'll leave it at that. I'm not even gonna do a up close and personal of this or anything because we've seen them before. And I appreciate you guys. Everybody take care. It's SOG Sunday. It's Sunday. Rest well. We got a new week. We're going to start off good. Y'all take care and SOG out. All righty. Thank you, buddy. That's Tatum. Thank you. I guess you can go back and look. I gotta get inside now. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, everybody. Y'all take care. SOG out.